Welcome to Third Eye Champagne, author and intuitive Kirsten Langston. Yes, I'm wearing a Third Eye Champagne shirt, and yes, you too can own one. Very quickly, very soon, these will be available to you all. So I want to say hello. Hello to those returning. Hello to those new people. I am so happy to have you with me. We are looking at the general energies of 2019. So if you're here for very precise predictions for 2019, like, and then, you know, the red wave will rise, blah, 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 like, that's not what I do. So I am going to give you the general energies. I'm going to tell you how to navigate them, and I'm going to tell you how to have the best 2019 you can possibly have. So what we are looking at for 2019 is this. It's going to be, and I've got cards down, but I'm right now going off cards, so I'm not getting this from the cards. It's going to be markedly different from 2018, and I think you're going to find that more global and less personal, because I think with personal stuff, there's stuff that is definitely writing out from 2018 into 2019, but globally, wow, I'm feeling it. I am feeling it. There's going to be a lot of different stuff going on than what you're seeing right now. So it definitely feels, it's weird, because on the one hand it feels calmer, and on the other hand it feels more chaotic. So it looks like we're going to get a mix of both. And actually that is showing up here in the cards. I mean, calmer, more chaotic. It's here. So what we're looking at, I see a lot of energy being moved up and out of the planet and out of this dimension, quite frankly. So there's a lot of energy moving around, and I think it's going to play out in different ways. I think on one hand it will be very chaotic, and on the other hand a lot of people are going to find peace with that, because a lot of people, especially sensitives, psychics, empaths, they have been under this really oppressive force with all this stuff going on. So they're going to feel a lot better, because they're going to feel the energy going. They're going to be like, oh, thank God. And there are other people that will find it very chaotic, because it's their energy and they want it back. So those of us who are like, we're living in bullshit, we're going to be very happy. And other people that are like, I don't understand what's going on. I'm in the dark. I'm afraid. I'm used to this energy. I want it back. They are not going to be happy campers. So I would say to you, if you feel like you're losing control, if you feel like you're scared for no reason, if you feel like things are changing and you're not a part of it, do yourself a favor, chill out, let it go. Pull a Frozen and let it go. I will say this, I don't believe in coincidence. I don't. And I don't believe in accidents. And I think the fact that Frozen is a thing, even now, but you know, back in the day, it was a thing. It was a very big thing. And the big deal is let it go. So that's really what your job is. If you have those feelings, if you start to get into 2019, and I will tell you, it's going to go like this. So it's going to be very quick. It's going to feel like we're on a ride. It's not going to go slow. It's going to go fast. And if you start to feel like you're out of control, if you're not feeling relief from what's happening, even if what's happening around you is a little bit, you know, materially, physically, there's protest, there's this, there's that. If energetically, in the sentient area of yourself, if you're not feeling relief from what's going on, then you are in group B, where you like, no, I don't understand, I'm in the dark, I don't like this, da, 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 da. That's what you need to let it go. Let it go, don't hang on to it, because the nature of the universe is to upgrade. So you will be upgrading, and you got to let go of the old to bring in the new. So let's go to the cards and see what energy we've got here. So it is chaos, and we have double chaos here. We have two chaos cards here. We've got the Tower and the Five of Wands. So we have big chaos, we have little chaos. This is Uranus. Of course, we know Uranus is changing signs. Not yet. I believe it's happening in March. It's fully into Taurus. But it's also sudden change. So things change on a dime in 2019. I feel like, at least in the US, you're going to see that more in early, you know, in the first 6 months of 2019 rather than the last 6. But things change on a dime. There is chaos. There are protests. There are going to be more protests. There are going to be things going on that people would term atrocities. And the common person is not going to stand for it. So you're really going to have a clash of right and wrong. Literally, I mean, black and white, easy peasy, right and wrong. That's what you're going to have, is this clash. All right, so I think it's weird because it doesn't feel as volatile to me as 2018 did, but it does feel like, okay, here we go. Okay, now this is the thing. Okay, now Theresa May's gone. Okay, now Trump's gone. Okay, now we've got this new president over here in Brazil. Okay, now he's doing this. Okay, now she's doing that. Like, it's quick. It's quick on the global scale. It just all of a sudden. And if you stand back and look at it, you'll see a million precursors. But if you're not paying attention, to you, it's going to feel like, what the F? There will be collapses. I think collapses of political parties. Again, globally, collapses of government. I think there are going to be collapses of agreements. I think everything gets remade in 2019. This is really across the board. I'm going to look at the economy, by the way, so you should definitely stick around for that. If you are new here, I have a pretty high accuracy rate, so please do stick around. At the very least, stick around for the economy, because I think you need to hear it, because I don't think we're going anywhere good. So the other general energies we have of 2019, these two go together very well for me. So we have the Emperor, we have the Hierophant. This is big government, this is the church, this is the patriarchy in the broader sense, but it's also it's man energy. That's my man voice. It's man energy. I'm very manly. It can be war energy. I think there's going to be escalations of wars that are already happening. I think there's going to be threats of wars to come, but I don't think they're going to be carried out. So I think there's going to be some threats here, but it's not really carried out. I think you're going to see men trying to assert themselves a lot. Especially men in power. They're going to go, man, we lost so much in 2018. We need to gain so much back in 2019. We're losing our footing. We don't like it. So you're going to get a lot of male patriarchal pushback in 2019. That's just the way it's going to go. This here is toe the line. So you're going to have all these people saying, no, we want to do this. We want to continue to put babies in cages. And you're going to have the common person again saying, nah, I don't think so. We're going to do the carbon tax. We're going to do the tax in France. I don't think so. Where's my yellow vest? It's definitely going to be the corporations saying, oh, no, wait, we want you to do this. And everybody else saying, we don't care. We're not going to do it. So a lot of pushback towards the corporate stuff, a lot of pushback towards government stuff, a lot of new things. This is also a card of cooperation. So it's not just protest and it's not just chaos. It's people coming together to implement really good things. So you're going to see a lot of that. What we also have here is the Hangman. So it's a big spiritual year. Big fat year for spirituality. Calmness coming through. Again, I think those that are more sensitive, that are more spiritually minded will feel the calmness, and those that are not are going to feel like crap. So I would say, again, if you notice you're like, man, this doesn't feel good to me, I'm freaking out, try to get to a nice place where you're very centered and you're feeling really high vibrationally. It's going to help you out. Now, the ship comes in for a lot of people. The chickens come home to roost for a lot of people this year, and that you can take global and you can take personal. You're going to see a lot of karma coming back around on people. Some of it good, some of it bad. You're going to see what has been, sown will be reaped in 2019. Reaped? No, that can't be right. Anyway, you reap what you sow in 2019. So I want you to pay attention on your personal life, because if you are being an asshole, I mean, there's no way to put it. I know people jump on here, I don't like your swears. Well, tough shit. There's worse stuff going on in the world. But I will say, if you are being an asshole, it's going to get you. It's going to bite you in the ass, and it's going to get you more so than it would have perhaps in previous years. I don't know why that is, but it's here. But a lot of chickens coming home to roost, and a lot of realizations, revelations. Now, what I like about our Six of Swords is we're going from the gnarly water to the calm water. So we are going through that. We are going to get calmer, I think, especially in the US. But there's revelations coming. There is, and I don't mean that in a biblical sense, but it's like, oh man, this is a thing. Oh man, I'm in the matrix. You know, oh man, this is this. Oh man, I took the pill. You know, whatever it is. There are realizations and revelations coming for people. And I'm going to tell you this, it's on so many different levels. It's on a spiritual level. It's going to be on a personal level. It's going to be on a global level. You know, we're all going to look at this and go, oh my God, this was a thing. Like, oh my God, you know, reality is going to come back a little bit for people. So all this fake news stuff, or we don't know the truth, you know, people just blatantly lying. The reality comes back for a lot of people in 2019. Big time. Again, this to me says the chickens come home to roost. So, also money though. We're going to look at the money. But this to me says, watch what you're doing. Watch what other people are doing. This is a year especially to be very, and this is, you know, coming without cards, but it's a year to be very cognizant of who you're around, what kind of energy you're putting out, what kind of energy you're taking in. And I don't mean that on the woo-woo level. I mean, are you walking around being a jerk to people? Are you walking around depressed? Are you trying to help make other people happy? Are you trying to make yourself happy? Really pay attention to it, because it's going to be a biggie. Now, we have also, we have the feminine here. So we have its emotions and its thoughts, its ideas. It's going to be a creative year for the feminine. And I think we can also look at this, turn it around and say, the feminine will be creating. So we don't have the emperor vibe. We didn't get the empress here because the women are still building what they need. The men have been here forever and ever and ever. And more now, personally, I see it. I see it in movies that came out 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago, where I'm looking at it going, this is a male narrative, you know? It's a movie, quote unquote, written for women, and it's a male narrative. And, you know, look how many movies came out and books came out, and, you know, where there was violence to women and da-da-da-da-da. So I think we're going to see a lot more of that, where everybody's going, we don't want to see this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. But you get more feminine creation. More feminine creation, more feminine ideas. And the Knight of Wands tells me it's going to move fast. I'm telling you guys, I know we didn't get the Chariot here, which is usually our swift moving card, but it is going to move fast. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. We're going to have some good times. So let's get deeper into it and look at what is going on and what you need to do to have a very excellent 2019. So, as you can see, Mr. Santos has left us. But we are going to continue with our 2019 forecast. So I'm going to look at economy for 2019 as she cuts to the Pentacles. And I'm not doing a Celtic. I know I usually do my little bastardized Celtic, but I've been doing all sorts of different spreads. And I know I've made the announcement before, but just to FYI you and let you know, I am currently not doing any private readings for the foreseeable future. When I do start them up again, it will be for patrons only. So if you're not a patron, dip on over to Patreon, come be a patron. There's tons of exclusive content there. I read on Trump and all this stuff and Brexit and everything every week. And I live stream usually once a week. So that is something that you probably don't want to miss. Plus, I've taken all the comments down on YouTube, which I'm sure you've noticed, because I decided there was nothing constructive going on, nothing interesting happening in the comments on YouTube. It was a fucking cesspool. So, I got rid of them. So if you want to come and chit chat and hang out and comment and talk to me and talk to everybody else, that's where we do it now. We do it on Patreon. Okay, economy stalled. Global economy, root of the reading is the Temperance card. So the economy will stall. Interestingly enough, I've got that, and then right above that I have the world. So we're talking global economy. I mean, the cards are on point. The cards know what we're talking about. And it's, you know, usually this card, it's called peace of mind, right? Four of Swords. But for me, it's like, you know, it's saying it's not going to be a disaster, but neither is this a card of movement. It's not a card of woohoo, let's go. We're not going to be in a bull market here. It's a stall. And the Hanged Man is here to tell us that as well. So not moving. There's no good movement cards here. I don't have the Ten of Pentacles, which is a good card for economy. I don't have the Nine, which is a great card for economy. Instead, I've got the Ace, which I like. I like it. It does signal to me good money, but I would like a different card here for big money. So overall, I think the global economy is going to be okay. I think it's going to be, but it does stall. There is a stall here for sure. Root of the reading is temperance, which we don't like to see. And then there's no movement whatsoever. So I've got my 9 of Cups here. It is called the Wish card, but it's also a card of a guy just sitting there. And I think the rich will be fine. I think if you're not rich, I think if you're below rich, and I mean like rich, like in the millions rich. If you're below that, watch your shit. There's no other way to put it. I think also with our 2 of Swords here, the cards are saying, listen, this is a variable event. So this reading, not set in stone. When I see 2s like this, especially when I see the 2 of Swords, it says, hey, we could go either way here. So it's a variable event as far as the economy being good or being bad or being stalled or not. There's some wiggle room here. So it kind of depends on world events that have not yet been decided or set in stone. I think it's going to be okay though, because our 8 of Pentacles is here and 8 says, hey, we're holding steady, we're doing our thing. But Page of Pentacles to me also says, listen, I think you should watch your money. I think that's the best advice here, is to watch your money and make sure you're looking at it. Make sure that you aren't going cray-cray. Like I said, I think the rich are going to be fine. I think if you have the ability to be that guy in the 9 of Cups and sit there with your back to everything because it doesn't matter to you, then you'll be fine. If you're Bill Gates, if you're Zuckerberg, you'll be fine. If you're not, you know, Mr. or Mrs. Millionaire, then I would definitely pay attention to what's going on. So I'm going to do a couple of cards here for American, European, and then UK. Oh, shit. Okay, so American economy cards are bad. I hate these cards. No, 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 no. So 9 of Cups says it's a stall. 2 of Pentacles tells me balance, watch your money. It also says everything's going to be up and down, and then that is echoed by our 5 of Wands. Tells me it's topsy-turvy economy time for 2019. I think it's going to be all over the board. Again, I think if you're super rich, you're going to be fine. If you're not, you could be in trouble. I definitely want you to watch your money if you're living in America. I've been saying this forever, I know, and I have advised private clients to pull money out of the stock market, and I'm damn glad that I did. and hopefully they listened. But U.S. economy is not looking great. 2 of Pentacles is it's topsy-turvy. It's up and down. It's balance. It's watch your money. Could we read this as, oh, it'll be a balanced economy? No. And I'll tell you why. Because of this guy. It's going to be cray-cray. It's going to be all over the place. Now, European. Okay. So European is better, but not great. European economy. 6 of Pentacles is at the root of that reading. So that is, it's measured. It's measured. So you're getting a little bit here, a little bit there. It's not, again, it's not a bull economy. It's not a crazy raging economy, but Europe seems to fare better than America for sure. 10 of Cups is here. That tells me y'all are going to be happy. At the very least, you're going to be happy, but it's not a booming economy by any means. And then you have Page of Swords, which, see the clouds on the horizon? I'm thinking of that 2 of Swords we just saw. So I think European economy is a little bit more variable. America looks like you're headed to the dumpster, but European, it could go either way. It could do okay. It could maybe not do so well. This is really bringing up for me that 2 of Swords. So I think European economy, not super set in stone, but right now the cards are saying, you know, it's not the best. So let's see UK. Ooh, ooh. All right, UK. You could be headed for a recession. If you live in the UK, I super duper crazy want you to watch your money. What have we got? Root of the reading, 10 of Wands, the burden. Okay, no. Also, you know, you're the only spread here that didn't get Pentacles in your spread, which tells me you have no money. Whenever I read for a private client, you know, and I look at your money stuff, or if I'm reading for by sign, I'll do, you know, readings by sign on Patreon, so everybody gets a birthday reading, Sag, Capricorn, what have you. I look at your money cards for the year, and a lot of times I look at the money cards and say there's no money in your money cards, which is what I'm telling you, UK. There's no money in your money cards. Instead, you have shitty energy. You have this guy, the burden. You have the broken heart, the card of delays. And you have the Queen of Swords. So again, I feel like we're looking at something a little bit more variable, whereas the US seems to be set in stone. We're already screwed. But you guys might have a chance to pull yourself up out of it, although I will say that these 2 feel pretty bad and pretty set. So is this having to do with Brexit? Probably. But I don't love your economy. You have the worst economy cards out of everybody, even out of the US, which, like I said, there's no money in your money cards, so I want you to watch it. Let's do general money advice, my friends. All right, so advice for you, for your money, no matter where you live. Give me general money advice here. By the way, if you live in the Bay Area, the woman who does my hair, her name is Jeru. She's at Avital Salon in Walnut Creek. She's amazing. She gave me my Narcissa Malfoy look, which I will rock. Ooh, 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 ooh. Interesting. Okay, so definitely be smart about your money. That's the other thing Miss Queen of Swords tells us, is be smart with your money. So, guys, I hate these cards. I hate them. 2019 money cards, they're weird. They're weird. So, here's your advice. Right now, 7 of Cups and 7 of Swords. So it's variable. Not only is it variable what we're dealing with, but we don't know what we're dealing with yet. And that could be very well because it's not set in stone. So we don't really know how it's going to play out. It could end up being really, really bad. It could end up just being, flash in the pan. We're okay. We had a bad year, but no biggie. It could have long-lasting effects. I think it's going to happen no matter what. I think you're going to see an economic downturn no matter what, especially in America, of course. But I think the degree of it has yet to be decided. So know that. Know it's coming, but we don't know how bad it's going to be. The Temperance card, of course, tells you moderation, moderation, moderation. Don't overspend. Don't spend what you don't have. I don't think this is the time period to be doing big, crazy things unless you can afford it. So if you can afford it, great. If you can't, don't do it. If something seems too good to be true, that's because it is. I think you're going to see a lot of stuff coming out with the banks this year, how, they are giving out bad loans again. They're it's some 2008 type stuff. I think you're going to see that kind of stuff. I think you're going to see that kind of stuff in the markets where it's like, what were they even doing? I think it's back. I do. So really, moderation is key. Now, Queen of Swords is here to say, be smart about your money. So it's the time to be smart about your money. It's the time to pay attention to your money. Here's your advice. 9 of Swords as advice is think about it. Think about it. Don't overthink it, but think about it. So don't just piss it away. Balance in all things. Now we can say this is the balance card. This is balance here, it's balance here, it's pay attention to your money, and it's don't spend a lot. So Knight of Cups is here. He doesn't do a whole lot, this guy. He sits there, he's not really moving, the horse is kind of getting ready to cross the stream, hasn't crossed yet. But he's really paying attention to what he offers. And I think conversely, he will pay attention to what is offered to him. So that's your money. Pay attention to what you're offering. Pay attention to what's offered to you. Again, if it's too good to be true, it is. Would I max out the credit cards on Christmas in 2018? No. Would I, go crazy in early 2019? Oh, I'm going to buy this. I'm going to plan this thing. No, I wouldn't. I would be real careful. I think balance can be upset here. I think it's easy to upset economic balance in this particular climate, and I think that it's going to happen. So your advice is to watch your money. Now, having said that, I don't think getting crazy and going into, depression mode, let's reuse the paper towels. I can't tell you how many times my grandmother made us do that. Depression baby, and it showed. Reuse the foil, reuse paper towels. This is my favorite, only use 5 squares of toilet paper. That's for a number 2. What does the year 2019 bring us, the human race overall? So I think we're going to have some space stuff happening too. I feel like space is going to be a big deal for some reason. So we shall see. That could be anything. That could be SpaceX. That could be the Space Force. That could be aliens. I'm very big into the aliens right now, by the way. I'm going to have some great stuff coming up on Patreon with the aliens. But something about space. The space is going to be a very big deal in 2019. All eyes are going to be on space. I don't know, is Halley's Comet's coming back? I don't know, but space. So, what does it bring us? It does bring us joy, which I'm so happy to see. We have both the joyful cards in the deck here. So this is the one where Waite says, no matter what, if you read upside down, which I don't, but no matter what, the meaning of these cards remains unchanged no matter what. And they are the 2 best cards in the deck that you can get, and we have them. So 2019 is going to bring us joy. It will bring us, the Tower is here again, so that energy is showing up twice. So that's telling me a lot of quick and unexpected changes, I think, on mostly the global level, mostly the macro level rather than the micro, but I think you're going to get it in your own lives in the micro. I mean, Uranus is moving in Taurus, so that's going to bring some shit. But quick, it's going to be quick. One day we're here, the next we're not. You know, one day this is a thing, the next day it's not a thing anymore. It's going to be quick. So I think your best bet here is go with the flow. That's really the only thing you can do when you see the Tower. But Uranus will be active this year. I think when he, you know, moves into a new sign, or she, or they, I feel like, you know, we should just make all our planets gender fluid. Anyway, when they move into a new sign, you kind of get this adjustment period of like, oh, okay, we're going to get a lot of big things here because it's in a new sign, and then we all get used to it. So lots of creative stuff, lots of growth in 2019, and creative growth. So lots of stuff. I think a lot of stuff coming out with kids, whether it's kids that are activists, kids that, I think it's good stuff, by the way. I don't think it's like crazy, awful, terrible stuff, but I think it's children that decide they're going to take their future into their own hands. They're going to say, you know what, I'm not doing this climate change thing. I think kids will be on the forefront here, but I think both of these cards are also saying lots and lots of growth, lots and lots of creative stuff happening. It's going to be a big year for creative growth. I think it's going to be a very big year for making gains. I think 2018, especially in America, was rough because it was, you know, we're looking at kids getting shot and police brutality and all this stuff. I think in 2019, especially in America, there will be gains made towards having a happier, better place to live where, you know, people don't get shot. I think gun control is going to be a biggie, but I think it's going to be more than that. I think that there are things that have been brewing, green initiatives, what have you, things that are on the right side of history that will come to fruition in 2019. So what else? Okay. What else does it bring us? Shitty economy. All right. So I don't love the economy here in 2019. It is bringing us that. It's definitely bringing us that. So watch it. Definitely watch the money for sure. Movement. We're moving towards something higher. So it's bringing us towards something much, much higher. There is going to be some fight. There is going to be a fight this year. I mean, this is like hands. I think this is any year. You're going to be fighting, but it's not a big fight. It's a little fight. We have a minor arcana card here, not a major arcana card. So you're going to fight for things you love, things you believe in, things you want. You're going to fight for yourself. You're going to fight for the good stuff. And then we have the High Priestess. So the psychic stuff, the woo-woo stuff, that gets bigger. That gets bigger in 2019. Mark my words. That's going to be, everybody's going to go, oh yeah, psychics are the jam. Oh yeah, I'm psychic now. There's going to be a lot of psychic awakenings and yeah, beyond the veil type shit, very big. All right, so let's check messages. We're going to well, let's do this first. We're going to do advice for you. See what advice the cards have for you in 2019. And then victory in 2019. This card just flew out of the deck. Six of Wands is your advice. Go on towards victory. But let's keep going. And see advice, and then we'll look at any messages that you may need. Somebody took me to task the other day, so I will make sure to say this. You get a ton of extra content on Patreon, including live readings pretty much once a week. I read on current events once a week for sure. We have a Sunday brunch live where I read on your requests live. We chat, we hang out. It's great. Occasionally I'll live stream drunk, but that happened like twice. It was a little bit ridiculous, but I have Drunk Tarot over there. I have all sorts of stuff over there, and it starts at $2 a month. So that's there. I got taken to task. Somebody said, hey, Auntie, if I had known that you were doing all this stuff on Patreon for $2 a month, I would have been there earlier. It took me a whole year to figure it out. So I guess I wasn't vocal enough. But yes, it does. It starts at $2 a month, and there's many different tiers that give you many different types of content. So there you go. There's your plug. There's your plug, Auntie. All right. So your advice. Number one, resistance is futile. So Wheel of Fortune is here. It's out of your hands. A lot of stuff this year is going to be out of your hands. So just know it and surf it and go with the flow. That's number one. Number two, be creative. be thoughtful. So this is your jam. We don't have cups. We don't have pentacles here. We have swords and wands. So that is creativity. That is thoughtful. That is use your head, but also be creative. Like, this is the time for growth. It may be a bit of a sticky wicket out there globally, but personally for you, it is a time of growth. Now, I think you can apply that growth anywhere you like. So I want to grow my business. I want to be more spiritual. I want to grow my fucking hair. I mean, whatever it is, growth is here. Creativity is here. I think energy is here for you. It's going to be an energetic year, and I think you're going to feel a lot better than you have in the past, but also be thoughtful. So Mr. King of Swords here is discerning. He is thoughtful. He doesn't do things half-cocked. He thinks everything through. So this is the year of planning. This is the year of planning. Do not run off half-cocked. So we have this guy here saying, don't do me. Don't do me. Don't do this. Don't charge in. Don't do it. Because we have such a heavy fate year, because I think a lot of things are going to be out of your hands, charging in is going to make a mess. So thinking about it and being really cognizant of what is going on, of observing everything and saying, okay, I know what's happening here. Here's how I'm going to move forward, is going to be a lot better than making a snap judgment and rushing in to do whatever and screwing it up royally. Sitting pretty. So here we have Nine of Pentacles, the card I call sitting pretty. It's also a card of gratitude. So attitude of gratitude this year, baby. It's going to take you far. It's going to take you very far. So with money stuff, I think you're going to find yourself really that law of attraction, and what you put out comes back. It's going to be a thing. Trust me. So having a lot of gratitude for what you have and recognizing what you have in abundance is going to take you places. It's going to take you far. And I think if we have a stalled economy, which at the very least it's not moving very quickly, Mr. Temperance says, you're going to feel better looking around and saying, man, I'm very lucky. Look what I have. So balance is key. It's always pretty much key, but balance is key. And I also think watch your money. I think it's here, and I think it's here. I think it's here and here. So watch your money is a biggie. Pay attention is a biggie. I think things around money and around business and around purchases and around how much you're getting paid and can you get paid more, and would you be on the chopping block if there were layoffs? That kind of stuff. Pay attention to all of that. And then again, it will be a year for wake-up calls and revelations and recognition. So pay attention to what you're told. And I don't mean like through the media, no, fake news, this is not. I mean in your gut. You're going to get told stuff. It's going to come, whether it comes in dreams or it's definitive proof of XYZ. I mean that in a scientific way, definitive proof of XYZ. Pay attention to it. Work with it. Make plans off of that. Not of what you think or what you feel. But it's concrete facts. So again, the chickens come home to roost this year, and that is here in this Judgment card. All right, let's see if there's any messages for you. And then I will say, happy 2019. Let's make it a banger of a year. I did this video last year, what's coming in 2018. And I was my usual foul-mouthed little self. So many people left so many comments. I can't believe it. I turned this on and here's this foul-mouthed woman. Oh my stars. Blah, 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 blah. You could have just turned it off and not wasted your time trying to drag me on my own channel. And I think that is something that people are going to be less and less willing to A, do and B, put up with. I think people are going to suddenly realize this is a waste of my time. There's going to be a lot of shifts also with, I know there are little things snuck in here, aren't there? I'm talking about space, and I'm going to say the internet shifts immensely. No, I can't talk, I'm working. The internet shifts immensely. Social media shifts immensely. I think what's going on now with like the irresponsibility and people not being monitored and privacy stuff, that, listen, It's going away. The privacy stuff is going to get tightened up, especially in the US. I think the days of being allowed to be irresponsible, there's going to be some serious reckoning happening with that. So if you have a social media platform and you've got, you know, nazies on there, or you've got, you know, just general crazy people just, you know, inciting violence, these platforms, I think, are going to be taken to task for it, possibly sued for it. So I think you're going to see more of that. More people are less willing to put up with abuse. And I don't think the platforms are going to change on their own. Some of them might, but most of them won't. So I think they're going to be pushed to change and shift things, especially concerning privacy. Privacy is going to end up being a very big deal in 2019 also. I think stuff like data breaches, facial recognition, all that DNA stuff. I would never, ever, ever send samples of my DNA out to God knows who. Government, you're going to see a lot of really interesting shifts. So the first message you have, again, you're going to get a little bit more of a reality check. So this is what is real. This is what is not real. And this is us kind of going back and forth between it. Mr. King of Cups, just, oh, I'm over here. Oh, I'm over here. Oh, I don't know what's going on. You know, and this card says you're going to know what's real this year. There's more reality than there has been in a while. So that's the first message. You're going to know what's real this year. You will know what you can count on and what you can't. And I think that goes for, again, in your personal life and in the world at large. Damn, that tower is here again, you guys. So they really want us to know this. They really want us to know. I'll just throw it instead. It's sudden and swift, unexpected change. It's here. So your message also, I love this. You're in charge. The Magician. You are in charge of your own happiness and how you create your own happiness. So this is your big message. You're in charge of your own happiness. So regardless of what's going on, who's president, who's not, who's taxing us, who isn't, you know, regardless of that, you are ultimately in charge of your own happiness within your own life. And if you're not happy, if you do not have happiness in your life, your job is to go and get it. Your job. Don't wait for somebody to bring it to you. Don't wait for something to shift, move, change. Wait till so-and-so's out of office. Wait for this, wait for that. Maybe if I get a new job. Your job is to make it happen. What makes you happy? Go from there. You're going to have to bring your own happiness this year. You're going to have to create it. You may have to create it out of nothing, but you're going to have to create your own happiness. And that's the jam here, is that if you're waiting for something else to come in, it's not going to happen. So a lot of this is saying your job this year is to figure out how to make yourself happy. And that may be making big changes. It may be making small changes. It may be making no changes. Maybe it's just recognizing that you are a lucky son of a bitch. Your next message is this. Again, Wheel of Fortune. So a lot of stuff, listen, I'm going to tell you this. A lot of stuff is going to be out of your hands this year. Things that they're just going to happen. That tower's just going to come in and say, I'm doing this. With the tower here, we don't get to make decisions. It's shit that just happens. So fate is playing a big role this year. Things possibly that have been predicted for you that you're like, where is it? Where is he? Where is she? I get a lot of that. Things that you've been waiting for, things that you've planted seeds years ago or a year ago, they are starting to come to fruition. There is an inevitability threaded within 2019. But know this, it's not over yet. So with this guy, it's a card called Sneaky Yes, but it's also a card of a man who says, damn, I've got 7 swords, but I can only carry 5. How am I going to get these other 2 swords in my hands? Damn it, I need bigger hands. I need to take off my hat. This is a hot hat with all this fur on the top of it. But it matches my shoes, so, you know, he's accessorizing. Anyway, the point is, fate doesn't have all the control. It just has most of the control. So he's only mostly dead. It's only mostly fate. You still have 2 swords. You can go pick up those 2 swords. Fate may be walking away with 5. You know, the universe may be handling 5 of these 7 swords, but you still get 2 to mess with yourself. Sit tight. Another message is sit tight. Sit tight here and sit tight here. So really, again, not a lot of movement for us to do. There's not a ton of movement here. You know, we're not getting all those 8s. You know, we're not getting that chariot which says, you know, choose your course. We are getting our magician. But, you know, he's not like he's a runner. You know, he's a worker bee. He works. He's got his tools. He makes his things. You know, that's our magician. He kind of stands there at his table and does stuff. It's not like he's taken off running around the block. So you're going to be doing stuff that really requires some stillness. Not a lot of movement. I don't want to say not a lot of energy, but I think not a lot of, oh, no, I'm over here. No, I'm over here. No, I'm over here. The universe is going to make moves for you. So that's not to say, you know, sit on your ass, because you're still responsible for these 2 swords. And they may be very large, very heavy, jewel-encrusted swords. So you got to be in charge of those. So you can't just sit on your ass. But a lot of it is about, let's sit and wait and see what goes on. So, my darlings, have a beautiful 2019. Again, I get taken to task, so... and I appreciate you, whoever did take me to task. I can't remember your name, of course, because I just read so many comments. But thank you for reminding me. Patreon. It's $2 a month and you get so much stuff. And in fact, I'm going to go now read cards for my patrons. So they get special messages. They get all sorts of special stuff. All right, my darlings, have a beautiful year. And thank you so much for your support, your time, your energy. It means the world to me. I know that you have a choice in psychics and you've chosen me. And I appreciate that. I really do. So I do love you. I do adore you. Be well. Also, info on how to buy this. Not my boobs, but my shirt. The boobs are real. I didn't buy them. Info on how to buy this beautiful Third Eye Champagne shirt will be in the box. Mwah. Special thanks to Jacinta Higgins, our main sponsor for this program.